Hey guys, this episode is brought to you by Gunstreet Wiring Shop. I don't know what to say about these guys anymore. I got 2 kits from them. They were both really easy to install. The second one, we put on a video. It took 20-25 minutes. Of course, we made it faster in the video.
Yeah, we made it really fast thanks to editing.
But the instruction set they gave is super clear. It's just a schematic. Obviously, you already have to know how to solder. You need a soldering iron that's better than Ryan's, though I made it work because I'm a real professional.
Oh, man.
But it's a great kit. It went in. Both of them did exactly what they were supposed to do right out of the box, basically. Well, right out of the install. I super recommend these guys. I didn't know what I wanted in my Telecaster, so I said, this is what I have. And they came up with 2 or 3 different ideas, and I kind of got to pick the ones that I thought were most interesting.
What options did you go with, Steve?
I got a phase split, so it's a phase splitting the humbucker internally, which is a very different idea.
Yeah, you never played around with phase splitting, huh?
Not on a single pickup.
Yeah.
I've done it on
It's pretty unique.
I've done it on like a phase flipping single coil.
And then you did like a coil split.
Yeah.
We dropped that in tonight before recording this. And
I really like that one. But,
yeah, I think that one's going to gel with you pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, and both of them were really easy to install. And like I said, clear instructions. The prices are fantastic. Go check out gunstreetwiringshop.com.
Yep. This episode was also brought to you by Sinusoid Cables.
That's right. We talk about their TechFlex options. We talk about TechFlex Tuesday. We talk about Slate. We talk about solderless cables.
What are we going to talk about this time, Steve?
We're going to talk about custom shop.
What?
Maybe you have an idea that isn't covered on the other things that we talk about. Maybe you want a kind of like a snaky thing that's got a cable plus something additional to keep
my worship leader's got one of those snaky things from Sinusoid.
For his in-ears?
It's an in-ear snake. It's a cable it's got a guitar cable and a like a 3.5 millimeter jack for his in-ears, and he can run one cable to his board where he has like a vocal processor that gives him his audio feed for his in-ears.
Did he? And he got it from Sinusoid?
This is Sinusoid.
There you go.
Yep.
If you have an option basically that's not covered on their website, hit them up, let them know what you're looking for. Another thing that actually would probably be like a super fun idea is like, say you have a guitar that has, say you have like a stereo Rickenbacker, so you need 2 plugs in one.
Yeah.
That's another snake option. Or say you have a acoustic electric and you want to send one signal to an effects board, another one dry, and you have one of those ones that's got both an XLR out and a 1/4 inch out. Boom, snake. Obviously, I'm throwing you snake.
Boom, snake.
Throwing you snake options. But they can do a lot of things, custom lengths, custom colors. Just hit them up, see what they can do for you. Sinusoid.com. They make cables.
And smiles. Boom, snake. Hey, this is Ryan.
And this is Steve, and you're listening to 60 Cycle Hum, the guitar buying, selling, trading, modding, fixing, breaking, reviewing, playing, YouTubing podcast.
Oh!
Boom! Off the cuff, mother... and self-editing.
Steve is feeling cocky today.
Yeah, boy. Well, you know what? I'm feeling cocky right now, but after you watch that Gunstreet demo,
oh my gosh,
it's gonna take me down a notch.
Steve's sloppy wet noodles. I feel like I need to make a Steve's brand sloppy noodles T-shirt for you.
You need to make a bloopers reel out of that video. The thing that sucks is like I'm not like a bad guitar player, but I'm bad when I don't have anything to work off of.
You're good in the band.
Yeah, I'm just really bad when
Yeah.
it's like, hey man, play me something cool.
Also,
and I'm like,
yeah. Also, I think I could tell you were suffering a little bit from being a little bit camera shy and being a little bit excited about being in front of a camera. And I could tell you were like jumping into it, like, here, I did it, on to the next thing. And I was like, well,
yeah.
Take a breath, Steve.
Maybe a little fast.
Let it breathe a little bit. Let's see if you actually did what you wanted to do.
I did not. But anyway, I guess that's my what's new is go check out the Gunstreet wiring.
Hopefully I have it up by now.
Wire up. Yeah, it was a blast. Like I said in the initial sponsor spot, it was a breeze to do. They were great to work with, and
we're still doing a sponsorship.
Yeah,
we're into the show and doing it. I mean,
that whole video felt like while we were recording it, I'm like, Man, people are really they're not going to hate on this because I suck at guitar. They're going to be like, how much did you get paid to shill this stuff? And the reality is we didn't get paid at all. It's just really good.
No, this is an extra thing that we were doing, showing off those harnesses. It's fun. It's fun to show off.
Just an opportunity to get my
soldering.
Get my sweet soldering skills.
Or terrible playing.
All right.
So what's new, Steve?
That
was your what's new?
What's new with you?
I got 2 new guitars in today. I've been waiting for them a while. My shirt is from the company that sent them. They're from Thomann.
Yeah.
And they're Harley Benton.
Do we want to show these guitars right now?
Yeah, you grab one, I'll grab the other. I mean, we have to remember that there's a podcast audience as well.
Also,
not just YouTube.
We're not going to play these because people get mad when we play guitar because we suck when we're just making it up.
Well, I think we did some parts of the podcast a couple weeks ago where we were playing around with pedals.
Yeah,
and I think we lost some listeners doing that. So obviously we can't incorporate too much playing in the podcast or it gets weird.
Anyway, what you're holding is
I think it's an MV60.
Okay, how would you describe this?
It's kind of like a Mustang mushed together with like a Jazzmaster sort of concept.
Right. Maybe a
little bit of a Duosonic in there.
Is it a 24-inch scale?
I'm actually not sure what scale it is, and I'm not going to measure it right now. It kind of feels like a full Fender scale.
Okay.
I think
because I was just going to say, like, otherwise it would be a Mustang smashed up with a Jag.
Yeah.
A Jaguar.
But I just got these today. Like, literally today. I have maybe 10 minutes playing time with each of them, so I don't have a full opinion yet.
Do you know what model this one is?
The Fusion, I think.
All right, this one is their fancy top.
Is them kind of going in a more premium option or more premium direction? Because most of their stuff is like $200 tops. I think this is like $350, $375, something like that. So it's them trying to fill a different price point with the Harley Benton stuff. I think it looks really nice. It feels really nice. It feels resonant when I played it for 10 minutes earlier. This flamed maple thing on the top is a very thin veneer. There's no actual flame to it. Like there's no like deep pool of water thing going on.
Right,
like no
right.
shimmer.
There's no depth. It looks cool until I'll say like this isn't a knock because it's aesthetics. This looks really cool until you hold it.
Sure.
But when I first saw it, I was like, wow, that looks really good.
From a distance, it looks like a $900 guitar.
And from a distance, I mean like from like 10 feet. So if you were playing this live, like
it's very sharp looking.
Looks
but
really
then
cool.
once you get it in your hands and you're kind of examining it, you're like, yeah, this is like a $350 guitar.
Is this a coil split switch?
Yeah, I think so. I haven't had a ton of time to mess with it yet. I'm pretty sure it's a coil split. I should open it up to see how it's wired. But kind of what I want to do with both of these guitars is open them up, mess around with them,
and then give them away on YouTube.
See if I can improve them.
Wait,
and
is that a thing?
I don't know if I'm going to do that, so thanks for just throwing that out into the ether. See if I can do improvements to them, like do weird mods to them that maybe aren't improvements. I want to see with this Floyd Rose Fusion Beast over here if I can get into some ridiculous metal riffs. I actually did some polling on the Facebook group when I was trying to pick these, and I was going to get like a 7 or an 8 string just to do something different, and everyone voted for the Fusion instead. I think because it's one of their newer models. But yeah, I'm excited.
Playing some metal riffs for you, Ryan.
I kind of, an initial impression is I think the frets are smoother on this Mustang style thing than on the Floyd Rose thing.
I think they're definitely visibly smaller.
Oh, the frets on the Fusion are mega jumbo frets. Both of them could have their action a little closer to the fretboard too. They're a little bit high.
I think for an out of the box though, they feel pretty good.
And they came,
especially for an out of the box that has been on like an 8,000-mile journey.
They came out of the box in tune, which like shouldn't be anything people judge a guitar against. Like if your guitar gets shipped from Europe to Southern California and isn't in tune anymore, you shouldn't judge that, but it's still pretty impressive.
I really like this guitar for these unplugged semi-acoustic jazz riffs.
Oh yeah. Now you're playing good now that you're not plugged in and recording. So yeah, I look forward to videos and stuff I do with these in the future. I already know I kind of don't like the look of the moto on the
Moto on cream.
on the Mustang style thing here. So I might be looking for other options as far as that aesthetic goes. Putting our guitars back down now. Maybe I can age that moto in some coffee or something. Because if it was a cream moto, I'd be more about it. I'd love to get like a really loose tort on there, honestly, though. So that's what's new with me. Do we need to do an update on the kitchen?
Do you want to do I don't feel like anything's changed.
What's changed is that we're getting all new stuff. We got approved by insurance to get all new cabinets, all new countertops. We already knew we were getting all new floors.
I guess.
Should we get right into it then?
Let's do this.
Yeah, boy.
What song was that? Oh, oh no, that was a Harry Beckman song. Hey, Steve, let's do this.
I don't remember that song.
No, that's because you weren't in Harry Beckman.
But I listened to the songs back in the day. All right. This first one is from Donovan Ford.
Yeah. Plays and sounds great. 100-year-old reclaimed pine body has Grover tuners and a hardtail bridge. And the hardtail bridge is a Fender, asking $100 firm. Call or text.
Fender, known for their high-quality hardtail bridges.
Yeah. There's
nothing wrong with it, but it's not like I got to call out this high-end hardtail bridge.
So high, so end.
So this is a total like Frankenstein, like homemade sort of situation.
Yeah, man.
Here.
Be mine. Be
my Frankenstein.
There we go. I only know that song because of Wayne's World.
I mean, you could lick my Frankenstein.
Is that?
That's the Alice Cooper song, I think.
Oh, I thought it was Be My Frankenstein.
I'm pretty sure it's Lick My Frankenstein.
I don't know. I only know Alice Cooper from Wayne's World.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You see, the city was originally called Milwaukee.
Yes. So what do you think of this guitar? What stands out to you?
I actually hate the burning.
I hate the burning too. I usually love burning, but I don't like this burning.
Tastes like burning.
I like spicy food, and I like smoky food. I don't like this smoky guitar. It just looks like someone attacked it with a blowtorch.
The other thing I hate
it's spotty in places where it shouldn't be spotty.
I hate this, and I think you like it, is the neck pickup.
I don't hate it, but I probably would have stuck that in like a conversion ring to hold it. But it would have been an opposing color. It would have been like a white conversion ring.
One of the things that's interesting is this just volume? Because there's no switch.
That's a good question. Unless one of those is a switch,
it's just a master volume and a three-way switch, or
like it's the wiring
like
from,
a baritone,
or like from a Squire 51 wiring, where one of the knobs is a switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dumb that there's no switch. They should have gotten one of those Telecaster little ones, but I suppose the routing was already there. Maybe the thing about this that really sticks out to me as a thing that I like, which surprises me, is I like the shape of the bottom horn. Because it's different from a Mustang.
Yeah, it's
slightly
not bad at all.
Sharper, slightly pulled back, and I wish the top horn matched it a little closer, like in the shape. Because I kind of like it.
We were both wrong. It's Feed My Frankenstein.
Really?
Yeah.
What am I thinking of for Lick My Frankenstein?
I don't know. There is a line in there that says "alive and lickin' on your ice cream cone."
Ah, okay.
So, there's also
Frankenstein. I mean,
I'm a hungry.
We're talking about.
I'm a hungry man, but I don't want pizza. I'll blow your house down, and then I'm gonna eat
you. We're talking about Frankenstein's monster and not Dr. Frankenstein. He's not a monster known for eating things.
Does he even get hungry?
I thought like Lick My Frankenstein was like, like a joke about licking like a 9-volt battery, like licking something electric. So that's probably where my head was with that. And there was a line about licking in there. But Feed My Frankenstein? I don't get it, Alice Cooper.
I think he doesn't understand that Frankenstein was the monster, because I'm reading, or Frankenstein was the doctor, because definitely it makes it sound, because he said...
He's talking about a monster. He's not talking about a doctor.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a big difference between doctors and monsters.
Yeah.
So yeah, aesthetically, I'm not stoked on the finish of this guitar. I see what he was trying to go for with the burned wood thing, but it's just spotty. Like, you see all the spots where it looked like he was hitting it with a blowtorch and then pulled off and like moved somewhere else.
I do like the headstock. It looks like a PV import style headstock. and the logo says Frankenstein made in the secret lab, and then it's got a little picture of Frankenstein's monster on it.
Right. He's leaned into the Franken guitar sort of thing here.
Yeah, it's neat. I'm not the biggest fan of that PV headstock, but I think
me either.
I think at least the concept here is strong.
Yeah, I mean it's not awful. What is he asking for this guitar again?
$100.
You know what? Like that PV neck's probably gonna play pretty decent, and there's not a lot to get wrong here. Connecting, a slab neck to a slab body with a hardtail bridge, it probably plays fine. And for $100, if you like it, I can't tell someone not to buy this. I don't. If they like the look,
You could tell them, but why would you want to?
I'm not gonna buy it for $100. There's no way, unless I had a very specific parts thing in mind. But if I was gonna buy this for $100, I'd probably just go buy another Squire Bullet Mustang, honestly, because I like those so much. Awkward pause while I drink, and Steve doesn't say anything.
Yep.
Do you have any final thoughts on this?
No. You ready to hit this first one topic?
We're gonna do something we haven't done in a while.
All right. How long?
We gotta pad this out too, because that was a short.
Yeah. How long do we want to go? 15 minutes?
You're gonna set a timer?
I'm gonna set a timer.
Jeez, dude.
Where are we at? All right. Let's do this. We got 15 minutes. Go. We're going to do... Oh, I'll start it after.
I posted a call out for topics on the group, and we're just going to... what do we call it?
We're going to do a rapid fire, like lightning round.
Topic grab bag.
A long lightning round.
It's been a long time since we did a topic grab bag.
Been a long time.
So first question from Josh Whitlock. Why is blue cheese the best cheese for burgers?
It's not.
It's not at all. It's disgusting. What's wrong with you?
Oh, I'll eat blue cheese. But
do you eat it with
a standard burger?
Do you eat blue cheese on salads or like buffalo wings or anything like that?
I'll eat blue cheese on just about anything.
But not burgers.
No, I'll do it on burgers too. But I think.
But you don't think it's the best?
I'd rather have a Swiss or a good sharp cheddar on a burger.
Yeah, sharp cheddar's like my go-to. I think I used to, mess around with pepper jacks and Munsters.
Chris Reynolds does say you spelled pepper jack wrong, and pepper jack is probably when it's available for any sandwich. Pepper jack is my go-to.
Pepper jack is pretty good on a burger, but I still think like a sharp cheddar is like the burger flavor. Mm-hmm. I know that blue cheese is a thing that people love, but it's an acquired taste.
It works. It works.
You gotta love that funk.
A lot of times when I get blue cheese on a burger, I feel like there's other parts of the burger that are overwhelmed by the blue cheese, and that's really the problem.
Too funky for me. I don't like feta cheese either. Like those funky, like
I like feta cheese on like
cheeses.
Ugh. I like feta cheese when I'm having gyros.
Feta cheese smells like a teenager's rotten shoes. That's my official opinion. That's my hot take. You want to grab the next?
Yeah, most overhyped piece of equipment you got suckered by.
I've never been suckered. All my purchases are on point. I mean, I've bought like 4 different HM2s. The first one I bought just because it was available and it was cheap at the time, and then the next 2 I bought was because they were getting hyped, and I was like, I gotta check this out and see what it's all about. Is it really better than like other metal pedals? And I ended up selling them both at a profit, though.
Right.
So it's not like I got suckered, and then I landed on a 4th one, which I think has like the magic components in it, and I think it sounds really good.
Yeah, I don't know what mine would be.
Oh, you know what I got? Oh, the Line 6 M5.
You think that was overhyped?
I bought one because people were talking about it so much. I was not excited about it. I wasn't finding any sounds in there that I was loving. So yeah, I think it was overhyped. And I ended up selling it at a real loss.
I'm going to say that Godan radiator.
You're the only one that hyped it?
Overhyped it to myself, apparently. Should have spent a little more time in the store checking that thing out.
Cole Duke asked, does a podcast count as equipment?
Is the Gear Slum the most overhyped gear podcast?
No comment, I guess.
I'd
say it's underhyped, but just barely. Why are taco trucks so much better than the ones that... Why are taco truck tacos so much better than the ones at sit-down restaurants?
Sit-down restaurant tacos are a very specific thing. I don't know if I've ever actually had like a taco truck taco.
Oh, you haven't lived.
I do. Like I've had like traveling.
Remember how the tacos were at Valentine's way back in the day? just greasy.
Yeah.
And just like greasy.
Sure.
Meat with like just a chunk of avocado on there. That's like a taco truck taco.
Right. Well, and so I've had like what they call like taqueria. Wow, that's white. Tacos where it's like the guys that just like will
taqueria.
The guys that'll just set up like out in the parking lot of like your company.
That counts.
Like I guess that's like a taco truck, but I've never had like a food truck
like the taco table.
Right, like that, like a taco table, like or like basically. So that's like what
I wish this was a taco table.
What they had at like the taco party at Nam. Like those kind of tacos, street tacos, I love.
Right.
After that, like I think, taco shop is always going to be better than a sit-down restaurant. Sit-down restaurants, I tend to order things that are a little more elaborate. Chile verde.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was saying in the comments, like chili relleno.
Fajitas.
Yeah, you definitely don't get fajitas from a taco shop because they don't usually sell them around here. Enchiladas, I feel like are better at a sit-down.
I just don't really like enchiladas.
I like enchiladas.
In my head, I don't like enchiladas.
I like it if you get a good enchilada with a good, like, stiff mole on it. Like, not your typical just red sauce or green sauce. I want that dark mole.
My favorite comment on this one was...
We're way off topic, and I don't care.
Was my wise mother once told me, nunca ordenes menudo de un camión.
Don't go if they don't serve menudo on Sunday?
It's never order menudo from a taco truck.
Oh, okay. I totally guessed on that, which is why I got it wrong.
Yeah. All right. What do you think is the best unmotivated?
This is from Cody Lake.
The best way to combat an unmotivated state of mind when it comes to playing guitar, especially when you have gear, guitars, you've spent lots of money, and you suck. I mean, I feel like this is a question for me.
Yeah. What do you do when you suck, Steve?
No, because you spent like I have a lot of gear.
Right.
I do not play guitar enough to justify the amount of gear that I have.
I relate to that.
And well, at least like you do things with that.
Yeah, I mean that's the excuse.
The best way to combat unmotivated state, I think I would play a lot more if I had room. I know I always say this. I really feel like
physical space room or time room.
Physical space room, because I think like I really would like to get in a place where if I had an idea on guitar, like I could just go into any kind of space for like 15, 20 minutes and just like record an idea. And I really think that if I had enough of those like time gaps of like 15 or 20 minutes, like I could write complete songs. I just do 15, 20 minutes to track a guitar.
Get a Spire, Steve.
But the issue isn't the Spire. The issue is that I don't have anywhere to go.
Go in the bathroom.
The Spire would definitely help. I will say something like a Spire would help.
Yeah.
Because one of my big limitations is like if I wanted to record on Audacity or whatever into a computer, or even like you gave me the iRig, like even if I wanted to use that, like I still have to go find a microphone and find this and then set up a mic stand, a mic my stuff. I gotta say,
plugging bass direct into this was a bunch of fun.
But that's for bass. Can I plug guitar direct into that? So there you go. Like,
there you go.
And I've got that Palmer Pocket Pre, so actually like that would be super.
No, it has amp sims in.
I already have an amp sim and a cab sim.
I'm saying you need one cable and you can start recording.
All right. So
I don't know why I'm pushing the Spire so hard.
I don't know.
I'm excited about it.
What's the next thing you want to talk about?
Geez. This is from John By. Will pedal amps replace amps? Hotone, Moore, Atomic, and Line 6. All do them. What would it take for us to give up on amps? Are you ever going to give up on amps completely, Steve?
No, but I think we're getting closer. And in fact, I missed rehearsal this week for church. And so my music director called me up and was like, "You've been kicked off of bass this week. But if you want to play guitar, that's cool." And
you got kicked on to guitar.
Yeah. And he was like, "Oh, we have a Hammond B3 this week. So if you want to run your amp, that's cool." And I was like, like I think I'll just run direct because it's easier on the sound guys and I'm used to it. Sure. And I think it sounds fine. So that's what I'm doing this week is I'm just going to run that Palmer Pocket Pre into the board.
I think amps won't be dead until we don't even think of them as amps anymore. Like the way it is now is you're simulating an amp on your board if you have a certain set of equipment.
Sure.
It might get to the place where it's just like, oh yeah, everything just sounds fine running direct. You don't need amps anymore, or like the board has amps on it.
Right.
Like it has an amp button you press and it figures out what you want to sound like, and no one just mentally thinks about amps anymore. That's when amps will be dead to me. Not when you're trying to model amps and trying to reproduce amps or create new amps with existing technology. The amp still exists even if it's as like a meta concept.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I can agree with that to an extent. And I think that a lot of it comes down to context and what you're doing. And actually it was a big thing recently where John Mayer basically said that if he's just doing like session work, or if he's like showing up on like somebody else's gig to like back up, like he doesn't even bring an amp. He brings this like I forget what the device is called, but it's made by a Kai, and he just plugs into that. It's like a Kai MPC, I think, and he just runs into that. And I forget what show I was listening to. Guitar Nerds? Was it maybe Guitar Nerds?
Probably.
Where
if it was clear and informational, then it was probably Guitar
Yeah,
Nerds.
I think it was Guitar Nerds. And the comment was like, I'm sure Paul Reed Smith really loves the fact that he just said he doesn't use his signature Paul Reed Smith amp everywhere he goes.
Can you imagine, like, I'm not saying this is his case, but could you imagine like getting lined up with a signature amp or guitar that is super expensive, and a couple months down the road, you're just like, I don't really like this. It's just not doing it for me.
I bet that happens a lot.
It probably happens quite a bit. But just imagine the uncomfortable, like, relationship there.
Hey, Ryan.
Yes, Steve?
What's so special about this episode that we're all of a sudden looking for a good topic? Asked Scott Brown.
What's special about this episode is that we're recording it as a single episode in a night instead of our usual double session, because we did that video of you installing the wiring harnesses.
Yeah, and Ryan may or may not be going on vacation next week, depending on the status of his wife and whether or not Northern California is on fire.
No, you know what? The California fires have died down. That was another thing that I forgot about. A week ago, we were like, are we going on vacation?
Yeah.
And then other like family stuff has been popping up. We've been joking that we have a mummy's curse over here with all this stuff going on.
Did you get your washer dryer situation? Oh yeah,
I did.
It just like vibrated out. You lucky
duck.
duck.
I opened up my clothes washer because it just stopped working.
Yeah.
And I just went through like a troubleshooting list, and I unplugged the quick connect for the power cord, and then replugged it, and that fixed it.
Nice.
So I thought for sure I was going to be buying another washing machine.
Yeah, my washer, I think the shock mounts wore out. So now unless I put in really, really, really small loads, it basically sounds like there's an earthquake in the kitchen.
You got one of those vertical ones, right?
Yeah, it's it's a front load double stack.
Yeah. When I thought my washer was broken, everyone was saying, "Don't get a front loader. They're so bad."
Well, I don't know if the issue is that it's a front. I mean, maybe part of the issue is that it's a front loader, but it's also like the double stacking.
Yeah.
Doesn't help because the dryer's on top, and so when the washer shakes, anyway,
Hey, Steve.
What?
Brendan Prout asks, hats in worship. Are people wearing enough hats? How many hats do you wear when you worship at
sometimes
church?
I wear one hat, and sometimes I wear 0 hats.
1 to 0.
How many hats do you wear?
I usually wear 0 hats at church.
When was the last time you wore 1 hat or
I
more?
am probably someone who should wear a hat at church because my hair is like blindingly reflective.
Gosh.
It's probably pretty hard to look at me when I'm on stage.
It's pretty hard to look at you in general.
Oh,
so
I'm gonna need a wambulance for that burn.
All right,
did I do that joke right? I don't know.
Here's a question that maybe you can answer.
I don't care about hats in church. No one really cares about hats in church except for like 2 old people.
Why do you suck at bass? I mean, why do guitarists who play bass suck at playing bass?
Because I haven't dedicated the time to actually learning to play bass, and I think there's a huge difference between like being a guitarist who's like, oh, I figured out how to slap and I figured out how to play like a line from a song or do like a showy thing, versus being a guitarist who has played bass in a band and found the pocket and played bass as a bassist. That's my guess anyways, as someone who is piss poor at playing bass. You breaking stuff back there?
Yeah, I just wanted to give my impression of you playing bass.
It's not far off. I'm really not good at playing bass, guys. Cole Duke wants to know how Gary is doing.
He's dead.
Gary is dead. Isotope killed him. We're actually not running Gary tonight. Gary is the air conditioner that we have in here. cold air producer Gary. The weather shifted like a week ago.
Well, we were running it earlier.
Yeah, the room's nice and cool, but it's also like it's not sweat hot.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like you can run the AC to make it more comfortable.
Our YouTube audience may disagree.
Am I glistening right now? Do I look like I'm glistening?
I feel like I am.
I'm usually. My hair feels dry. I've been pissed off editing our videos the last couple of weeks because like my hair will just be
dripping,
just soaked on the sides because I just wiped it back. I also got a haircut from my wife, so that fixed that.
Kevin Equitz wants to know options or limitations. Which one hinders or enables creativity more?
That's a big question. I think limitations feed creativity because you are creative in how you work around those limitations. Where options, I find that I can get paralyzed by them.
I'm kind of in the same boat.
That's my hot take.
I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do it. I got all my my solderless cables going. And then after I put my board together and it saved me so much space that I had room for like extra pedals, I put it all together and then I looked down and I was like, man, I wish I had like 5 fewer pedals on my board. But the problem is that like I'm also like I have kind of a completionist mindset where like I don't have like the patience to like have my board like so organized that it maximizes space, but I can't have any obvious gaps.
Okay.
Like,
I do the double row thing. I don't do the Tetris thing that you do where you're trying to fill gaps.
I'm still only double row. Hey, we are out of time.
I don't care. Let's keep going.
All right.
An episode like 2 weeks ago went for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, and you complained about it.
Well, yeah, I had to edit it.
Okay. No, I kind of do the double roll thing, but I've also got a few spots where I'm like, if I put 2 pedals here sideways, especially if one of them is a tuner, then I'll be like, oh, okay, I'll put 2 sideways here and then run the rest of my top row.
If I got creative, I could do the Tetris thing and probably get like 3 or 4 more pedals on my board. All right, what's the next one? Ryan Rataski. Is that how you say his last name? I always ask myself that.
That's how I always say it.
Ryan owns Fuzzrocious pedals. Go buy a Moth, guys. Seriously, go buy a Moth right now, and have the Octave John added to it. Thoughts on buying gear? I feel like you just
undermined this question.
Thoughts on buying gear when you are actually not really sure what it does. Example, I bought a Fuzzrocious Moth, but I think it's broken. Oh, wait, that's what the pedal does. I mean, with the frequency that I buy stuff just because I know it's hot to market and I want to cover it, that does happen to me.
Got it bad, got it bad, got it bad. But it's hot to market.
But I could imagine just being super disappointed if I got something on a whim because I thought it was going to be one thing and then it showed up and just being like, why does this sound like this? Oh, by the way, I didn't end up buying that plasma pedal like I thought I did. I
thought you were on the Kickstarter for that.
I thought I was. I clicked the buy for the Kickstarter and I was wondering the other day, I wonder if there's any news on that. I go back and I check my emails. After I clicked the Kickstarter for it, they sent me an email and said, oh, sorry, that Kickstarter level is all sold out.
Oh.
Can we interest you in the next level up? So I'm not getting it now.
Idiot.
Yeah, and I clicked on it because it was a super good deal at the time. So now I don't feel motivated to spend the money to get the thing at full price, which is a crappy thing to say. It looks like such a cool pedal.
How much is a full price?
I don't know. Probably like $300 or something.
Just do it. Will Impulse, Michael Mitch Ponar, wait, we're not there yet. He asks, will Impulse responses become so advanced that every aspect of instruments will use them and we won't use the real things anymore? Drums, bass pickups, guitar pickups, acoustics, keyboards, vocals, pedals.
That kind of feeds back to what I was saying earlier. Like if it comes to a point where it's like every piece of gear you have has a little switch that is like turning on like an amp model that's paired with it.
Right.
Amps will disappear because it'll just be like, oh, I'll turn on the amp models that I like with each piece of gear that I have.
Well, so what's funny is I haven't looked at it yet, but I re-downloaded GarageBand today because part of this whole idea of recording, I was like, how would I record drums? And I was like, I need a drum app.
They have that. They have like a virtual drummer in there.
I don't know if they all sound bad. I've never messed with them.
They're fine.
Obviously, it's not an IR, but I could see, and maybe I mean I don't.
Here's what you can do: is you program them a bar at a time, so you can copy paste bars of drumming, and then if you need something to be different, you go in and you tweak the dynamics of it, or what's the word I'm looking for?
The
velocity of it,
right,
and things like that, or the personality of the drummer to build your like bridges and choruses. And
okay.
And stuff like
so
that.
you're not? Are you actually playing the like?
No. There's a virtual drummer who has all these settings that you can tweak in it.
See, I was thinking
you can like tweak like how tight they are in the pocket.
I was thinking like I would just hold my phone and be like,
oh yeah, you can do that stuff too. You should mess around with a virtual drummer thing.
I was looking at some different things. Anyway, I don't know if Roland already does this, but I would imagine that impulse response drums would be like the next step for the Roland Virtua, like the TD kits.
Sure.
Is it Turing drummer, whatever it is. Those they're very high end electronic drum sets. But then like the idea that you could like have a bunch of variety and like, oh, I'm going to load the 1973 Vista Light kit.
Right.
I'm going to load the 68 Slingerland trash can tone.
I'm going to load 15 cardboard boxes.
That's my kind of tone.
Emily Harris asks, pairing booze with gear. She's referencing a comment thread that was going on.
Yeah, it was hers from previously. That Miller High Life and a Telecaster, I think that was what you said.
That was my answer. She said, "Oh, it was because there was that champagne post somewhere. Was that in the inner circle? That might have been in inner circle.
I don't know, but like the last time we recorded, she raised the same topic, like you guys, like pairing beer with gear, and I wanted to run with it with the idea of like pairing beer with genres of music, where like I feel like a stout." Would be like a stout reporter would be like some kind of like in my head, like a stout reporter is like heavy metal, but a barrel aged stout is like this like sexy smooth jazz.
I don't know. To me, heavy metal is like this just ridiculous over the top IPA. When you're saying like a stout, I was thinking of like a Les Paul sort of thing, like a heavy classic rock, like mid heavy guitar. Or what I said on the comment thread, wherever it was because someone brought up Miller High Life. I was like, Miller High Life is an unmodified Mexican Strat. No, Mexican Telecaster with a maple fretboard. That's Miller High Life.
Why?
It just is. It's kind of sharp. It's kind of bright and brittle. It's very like pedestrian and accessible. It's Miller High Life.
I'm surprised.
It's champagne of beers.
I was surprised that thread didn't go like...
What is Coors?
Super obvious. And it's like, Corona is a Mexican Stratocaster.
That's not the joke though. Like the comparison is like the way it makes you feel and like the
Sapporo is a Japanese Strat.
What do you think Coors is? What is the guitar of Coors?
Coors is like a Epiphone Les Paul.
That's probably not far off.
It's like an Epiphone. Yeah, it's like an Epiphone G400.
Kind of smooth and like has a mid thing going on, but it's also pretty cheap and crappy.
Yeah, I think like a 40 is probably like Ibanez Super Strat. Like it's a real easy play, but it's like it's gonna hit you way too fast.
Yeah. Okay, so Sean Wright said, "I told you twice, and you keep ignoring it." I said, "What is it?" And I'm wondering, for the sake of tradition, if we should just skip over it. If he's told us twice, maybe we should skip it thrice.
I mean,
let's do it. How are your feelings about gigging with really expensive gear?
Oh,
Yay
he
or
actually
nay?
did say what it is.
I know some guys who won't take their PRSs out of the house or a really expensive amp. How do you feel about that?
Hold on. Brian Gower responded and said, if they don't take it, then the Tone Jerks will. I like it. And
they can still tackle it.
I just responded, F the Tone Jerks. That was edited. I didn't say F. I said a different word. Anyway, I gig with what I have. If I had something...
Yeah, but you don't have any super high expensive stuff. I mean, you have borrowed the little stinker.
I think... I think if I had, like, I would play live with the little stinker.
Yeah, me too.
That was a $2,000 guitar.
Yeah.
I played live. Granted, we paid next for nothing for it. I paid $150, and your favorite band paid $150. But I played live for years with a Fender Jazz 5, and that's like a $1,500 bass or $1,300 or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think there's maybe some things.
But maybe he's talking about like $18,000 guitars versus our measly $1,500 guitars.
But he says, like, I know some guys who won't take their PRSs out of the house. So I mean, yeah, like, I mean, maybe if
What's
I had
a
like
standard run of the mill price for a PRS? Like,
I mean, like a
2.5 grand?
PRS, like a custom 24, I think is like 2.5, 3,000, like the same price you'd pay for like a Gibson standard.
I think it really depends. I think if I was playing a crappy bar gig, like some of the bar gigs we've played in the past, I'd probably leave the $3,000 guitar at home. Just because I know what can happen at those things, and maybe because I want to get rowdy. But if I was playing like a legit stage somewhere, I'd still take it.
Yeah,
that's my. I bought it because I wanted to play it. You know.
I think it would really depend.
If I was playing a youth group show, I'd leave the $3,000 guitar at home.
I think it would just depend on how like. If I had another guitar in my stable that I felt like, oh, I could like, I'm gonna feel the same about this. But again, going back to the little stinker, like, if I had the little stinker and the Morning Glass was still going, I would play that guitar every show. It wouldn't matter where it is. I would play it.
Sure.
I wouldn't be like, oh, we're playing. What was that awful place in La Mesa? Joe's Hole in the Wall or whatever.
Which awful place in La Mesa are you referring to? 'Cause there's just a few of them. Yeah, the place where the stage was smaller than like the room behind the bar.
Yeah. That place.
You couldn't put a table and 2 chairs on that stage.
I would play a little stinker in there. I would play a little stinker in Last Call. I would play a little stinker at all the other stupid places that we played.
Yeah.
I would just play it everywhere because it's a workhorse. Yeah, it's like for me, it's a nice guitar. It's again, it's over $2,000 guitar, but it's a workhorse, and that guitar I play differently when I play that guitar.
Let's make that the last question.
My approach is different when I play that guitar.
Absolutely.
Amps, I don't know.
Who cares about amps? They're going to be gone in the future.
Lame.
Amps suck. No one wants amps anymore. Leave your amps at home. Throw them in the garbage. Do we want to jump onto the next ad?
Let's do some housekeeping. Real quick. Thanks to James Burrow and Michael McVeigh, who joined or started supporting us through Patreon, patreon.com/CZCycleHum, who joined us at the $5 level, which is the best friends level, which means they're getting some swag. And also, thanks to Sean Arbo, who joined us at the Inner Circle level, who will be getting some swag, has been added to the behind-the-scenes group, Inner Circle group, and is also the proprietor, I believe, or at least the primary communications and also representative on the Tone Mob podcast for Gunstreet Wiring Shop. This is an all Gunstreet night, man. We're going
all the way down Gun Street, and then we're coming all the way back, and we're going back again. We're going to cruise the whole street all night.
Yeah. So if you want to support us, go over to patreon.com/60cyclehum. If you go to 60cyclehum YT, that supports Ryan's personal pocketbook, but not me.
Puts money in my
so
pocket.
If you hate me and you love Ryan, go to that one instead.
We both get some money out of the podcast one now.
You're right.
We've started to pay ourselves a little bit. It's a little bit.
Very, very.
It's not even minimum wage at this point.
Secret.
Let's get into the. Well, if they join the Inner Circle, they're going to find out because we talk about it.
Secrets are no fun.
Secrets help someone?
Hurt someone.
Oh,
right.
That's what I've been doing wrong.
Son of
a. Next ad is from Kyle Smith. I feel like, remember when we first started this show, we were going to give titles to people who sent us ads regularly?
Uh-huh.
Did we ever give Kyle Smith a title?
Kyle Smith doesn't support the show.
He earned a title, though. No, he sends us ads all the time.
That's true. His title is Kyle Smith of Kyle Smithing.
Yeah, he's got the Kyle Smithing thing.
We kind of stopped the titles thing. I actually probably need to go in and revamp what you get for supporting us at different levels because they've kind of changed a little.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is a demo.
Just change it to say you get something. Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, this is a Demo Dash Franken Screamer from Demidash Effects. It's on Reverb for $144 plus $25 shipping because it's in Canada.
Oh, Canada.
It says, optical illusion isn't the right term, but it's the first that comes to mind. A fully functional TS-808 built into an indestructible Boss chassis. It's madness. It's unnatural. It's the Franken Screamer. Confuse your bandmates. Make your gear nut friends feel mild unease every time they see your board. True bypass via soft switch triggered relay. 9-volt operation. Battery connection removed, but can probably be reattached if you must have it. This does make me feel uneasy.
I like it.
I like it, but it also makes me feel uneasy.
I'm wondering if he painted it. What we're looking at here is a Boss enclosure that's been converted to a Tube Screamer. It's painted green. It says Tube Screamer TS-808 in the Boss font. Everything is on point for Boss. I'm wondering, did he paint this case or did he find an old phaser?
But a phaser wouldn't have drive volume tone on the knobs.
Yeah,
like,
so he must have...
Everything would have at least had to have been relabeled.
He must have had to repaint it because he would have had to remove the original text.
I mean, you could probably remove the original text without repainting.
This is probably an SD1 is what it started out as, and maybe he re-gutted it.
Or a DS1.
Or a DS1.
I mean, I don't know, man. I think you could. Would a phaser be 3-knob?
I think
that PH1, PH2.
Oh yeah, their original was 2-knob, wasn't it?
PH3. How many phasers were there?
I don't remember.
The one that you had was 4-knob.
It was. I had the PH2, I think. I can't remember. I had an older one. Kind of wish I never sold it, even though I never found a use for it.
That thing was weird.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. I also didn't know how to use phaser at the time, but I wonder, like...
Do you know how to use phaser now?
Yeah, I think I do. But I wonder if that thing was just too weird for me to figure out how to use it normally. $175 or whatever. Is it worth it for a Tube Screamer that looks like a Boss pedal?
I don't know. Maybe.
It's got to be a pretty dang good Tube Screamer for me to be interested.
It's a TS-808, man.
Just to get
high
the
quality.
Novelty. Yeah, but you can get a lot of TS-808s in various boxes.
How many Mexican Telecasters would you have to drink to buy this pedal?
To drink? Oh, you're asking how many High Lifes I'd have to drink. Oh, man.
Like 4?
So in this scenario, I'm somewhere where I'm drinking High Lifes. This pedal appears...
You're just cruising reverb while drinking.
Maybe you're like someone, I'm like at a bar and someone whips it out. Like, I'll sell this to you right now for $175.
Yeah.
I've got to be pretty deep in High Lifes for that to happen. Pretty deep. I don't even know how many High Lifes it takes to get that drunk. So I'm going to say 8.
Wow.
Yeah. And if I'm drinking High Lifes at a bar, I've probably already spent $175 on High Lifes. If I drink 8 of them. That's bad math. That's not true. What would
8 High Lifes cost at a bar?
Probably like $40.
I don't know. Is it Taco Tuesday?
That's a good question. There's always
could be like $16 for.
It's always Taco Tuesday somewhere. You have anything else to say about this? I say don't buy it.
All right, next.
Make your own if you want this.
Next topic. Did this come from somebody, or is this your idea?
This is my own idea.
Let's talk about a travel recording rig.
It was going to be a what's new, but I figured there was enough to talk about here, and I got those Harley Bentons in. Like we said earlier, I'm going to go on a vacation trip, sort of camping, cabining sort of thing. By the time this episode airs, I'll already be back. But I've been thinking about...
You're going to have to edit this fast.
I'm thinking about taking the Spire with me and trying to make some songs while I'm camping. Because it's going to be like sitting around a cabin, kind of being lazy. You've been to this cabin before. Mm-hmm. You know how it is. You sit back, you look out the window.
You're just hanging out.
You're just hanging out. You have time.
Down the street?
Yeah. So I want to take the Spire to make some recordings. And I'm trying to figure out what other gear I should bring.
A guitar?
But which guitar? I'm not going to have a ton of room in the car. So I don't want to bring a full-size acoustic.
That guitar.
I was thinking about
the tiny thing.
The Hofner.
The Hofner.
Is it the Hofner? It's a
Hofner or Honer?
It's a Hofner. I was thinking about bringing the Hofner Mini Electric because that's obvious. It's small. It's compact. It's easily playable, and it sounds just fine to do stuff with this.
Don't you have a Taylor baby?
I do have a baby Taylor, but then I like the idea of plugging direct into this and doing a silent thing,
right?
Where like the other people who I'm going with, my family, won't be bothered by it too much.
They wouldn't be bothered if you weren't bad at guitar.
But you know how it is when you're recording, you play the same dumb part 15 times to get it right. You know?
True.
And also, if I can plug direct in, then I can go outside and not worry about bird noises and things like that on multiple tracks stacking up. I'm not worried about...
That's called ambience?
It's called gear slumming. It's called Eisenhowering.
Nobody who listens to this show understands that joke. Nobody. Man, we're salty this week.
That's a serious diss, Steve. No, like 20 people get that joke. No, like I'm fine with getting some ambience in there, but if I'm stacking a bunch of tracks, I can't have 10 tracks that have bird noises on it, you know? And my other thought is I've enjoyed playing bass into this thing so much.
Right.
Maybe I should do a combo of like bringing my short scale bass and throwing the Hofner in the bag with it, with like some bubble wrap around it or something like that. And I'll be like, yeah, I'm only bringing one guitar, guys. I swear. Winky, winky.
Just order a double case on Amazon real fast.
I'm leaving like tomorrow.
Are you really?
I'm leaving Saturday morning. Like at 4 a.m.
So basically tomorrow.
Yeah. I don't have...
You are out of time.
A lot of time left. I also want to bring a few little side things like a kazoo, harmonica, things I can throw in there.
You can't plug those in.
No, but I think I could find a place to. Maybe I'll bring a mic. But here's the thing: like the more stuff I add in, the like more crazy my rig becomes.
You just need to buy a second car.
There's probably room for all this stuff, but also I don't want to have a ton of crap laying out all over the cabin. Which is another thought I had: should I skip bringing a cable and just bring the Nux wireless? So that there's not cable lying everywhere, getting in everyone's way.
That seems like a good idea, actually. That sounds like the best idea you've had all night.
And, you know, there's some power there. I can recharge them if I need to and whatnot.
Yeah, you're going to be able to recharge it because you're going to take a phone charger.
Yeah.
And that's just going to be a block. So all you have to do is remember your USB cable.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I might bring a light cable just in case, like a short one or something like that.
But you also bring a dark cable.
There's not a fuzz emulation on this. There's some amp emulations and some like chorus and delay sort of stuff. I should put a 9-volt in a fuzz pedal and bring a fuzz pedal.
How many lemons do you think you'll have on this trip?
Not enough. I'm not bringing freaking 60 lemons with me and copper nails so I can power a fuzz pedal. So I've got some stuff to figure out. I'm hoping to record a couple songs there.
Okay.
And maybe make some little music videos out in the woods. Like, do like some black metal, like paint my face up, stand by some trees. But I'm hoping to make something that I could put at the end of one of our own episodes.
Yeah.
And I haven't recorded a song in a long time. So that'd be kind of cool.
And you know, Tiki Oasis was like this last week, right?
Yeah. So?
Where were you, man?
I never got tickets for it. And I never got invited to play there, so I didn't go. Yeah, and also like there's been so much stuff going on with our family stuff. Like I'm glad we didn't get booked to play.
That's a cool. This whole Spire thing is like really interesting.
It's
like,
very
I'm
interesting to hear. After I record
I
with it,
intentionally use different words.
After I do this trip with it, I want you to borrow it for a while and mess with it.
Okay,
it's fun. I think you'll like it. Yeah, it's really just a balance between how much gear do I pack and what will actually be useful while I'm there. Because I kind of want to see how light of a rig I can travel with. And I thought like I could skip the bass by down tuning the guitar. And
maybe if you
I've got a tone knob there and I can roll it back and just like kind of fake it.
If you have a good octave pedal, you could do it.
Right. Well, it wouldn't be like, oh, that's bass guitar, but it would fill like the low end, you know.
You still need an octave pedal. Even with the bass rolled off, you're going to be too
twangy.
Too much.
Maybe I should bring the bass. And then I can practice learning bass while I'm there. Not that I'm actually going to progress at that.
You won't. You need new strings on
But I
that
feel like
thing,
if I'm writing songs out there, I need it.
Yeah.
You need the bass to hold it down, especially if I'm not going to be traveling with anything I can do with drums, you know?
Just make the bass sounds with your mouth. Boom, 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 boom.
Boom, 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 boom.
Let's be honest. The kind of bass that you need would just be boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, exactly.
Boom, boom. And then for the fast parts, boom, 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 boom.
I also
boom,
thought
boom,
about
boom,
bringing the
boom, boom.
ukulele, but then the ukulele can't plug direct in.
Want it?
But then my thought is like, oh, if I don't bring in an acoustic instrument, then no one can hear me, and everyone will be like, how come we can't hear you, Ryan? No one's gonna think that.
Your mom's gonna think that.
No, she's
Is
not.
your mom going?
Yeah, she is. She's not gonna think I wish I could hear my son
She wants to hear her little
banging
boy.
out tunes on an acoustic guitar right now.
Ryan, tell us your new song. And it's just gonna be like.
I was also thinking about trying to record a family song where I get my family involved in singing parts and stuff.
That
Which
sounds
could be a
awful.
disaster.
That sounds like a nightmare.
You want to get into thanking our sponsors and then
Yeah.
the last ad?
Let's thank Sinusoid Pro Audio Couture, sinusoid.com. They make cables.
Boom! It's a snake.
And let's thank Gunstreet Wiring Shop. This entire episode has already been a giant advertisement for Gunstreet.
Oh,
so
gosh.
what's one more?
We obviously have a humongous boner for Gunstreet at this moment. So, and what's been really fun for me is to see all the people in the Facebook group who have been getting Gunstreet harnesses and posting their harnesses and posting like their installs and stuff like that. So if you're buying harnesses from Gunstreet, yeah, keep that up. Keep posting them, man. I love it.
Go check it out, gunstreetwiringshop.com. I hope.
I think that's it, Steve.
Yeah.
Let's hit this last ad.
Yeah, this was sent by Adam M. Jones. It's a red hollow body guitar with strap. It says, can't see what kind of brand. Looks like a blank custom neck. They replaced a factory-made neck, but it's super light. All songs, Scare My Dog. Your mileage may vary.
Buckle in, guys. We're going to spend a lot of time on this. There's a lot to unpack.
This is a neck through body.
It's
That's
neck through.
really
I'm trying
interesting.
to. I can't find it on here. How
It's red hollow body.
red hollow body.
Scroll that way.
Scroll up. I don't have the
some
previews
more.
on because I want to be
Right
looking
there.
at. There it is. Oh man, look at that thing. It's got that yellow strap.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of a yellow strap on a red guitar.
I like the maple like through body neck.
Yeah.
I really like that.
What's up with those tuners, though? Only 2 tuners.
There's 2 tuners.
I'm not sure what I think
And they're
about that.
pretty dang big, and every part of this guitar is made out of a balloon. It's definitely a balloon animal guitar. Do you call it a balloon animal guitar? Because that's the classification of balloon art, or is it a balloon guitar?
I think it's just a balloon guitar.
I think we should call it a balloon art guitar.
Balloon art guitar.
But it's definitely a bass, right?
Do you think that's supposed to be a bass?
I think it's a bass.
Not like a. You don't think it's supposed to be like
They call it a red hollow body guitar. But I think that's a bass guitar.
I think it's just supposed to be a red guitar, nondescript.
You think it's trying to be like an ES 335?
No, actually, if you look at it, the horns are not the same length, which would rule out an ES 335 type guitar.
But that neck through, and it's a semi-hollow. Or
I think
a hollow
the
body.
neck through is just because it's easier to do it that way.
What kind of songs would you play on this guitar,
Something kind of floaty, ambient, airy sounds.
Yeah. I would just rub my hand up and down the neck and make screeching sounds. I would rub this guitar in my hair and then stick it to the wall with static electricity.
All right, I can get on board with that.
Yeah.
Not that other thing
I'd be
you said.
worried to plug this in because it would pop if you plugged a cable into it.
These jokes are bad.
These are bad jokes.
You should feel bad.
I feel bad all the time.
All right, this week's song was sent to us by Rocco, Kelly, and Armani from the band Positive Citizen. This song is called Caution. If you want to send us a song, send us an MP3 file or just send us an MP3 file. That's the easiest way. Or upload it to Drive and send us a link to that or whatever. I don't know.
We love songs. Send us your songs.
60cyclehumcast@gmail.com. Hope you enjoy this song.
Later, guys.
Bye.